going to introduce here in the next slide is how do we assign these indirect costs. Because we don't know the actual number until year end. Now we just do a rough estimation of possibly what is the indirect cost incurred for this job, what is the indirect cost incurred for this job, and for the second job. Because remember, companies take care of multiple orders at the same time. You can't wait until year end and then go back to trace the cost, because some of the products you already sold to customer. You need to set a price. So upfront in the beginning of the year, we do a calculation estimating, just expecting the entire year's overhead cost, an estimation, not the actual number, because we don't know this until year end. And then we estimate the quantity of overhead allocation base. This may seem a little confusing right now. Basically, we're trying to find a driver, a base to divide the cost, to determine how much belongs to job number one, how much belongs to job number two. And typically, this is either based upon machine hours or labor hours. These are the cost base that's easily available for management to use to assign the cost to different jobs. Okay, but the general idea here again, before we know the actual cost, each of the jobs are being completed in the middle of the year. We need to assign the cost to it to set the appropriate price. So we estimate upfront a manufacturing overhead cost based on the information we have right now from previous year. Then we divide it by a certain allocation base to calculate a rate, a predetermined overhead rate. Okay, so this is the first formula introduced in this class. How do we decide overhead costs? How do we assign it to particular jobs? First step, we calculate a predetermined overhead rate, an estimation rate, and then we understand for this job there's labor hours incurred 100 hours, and we multiply the 100 hours by this rate. For another job, there's 200 hours. 200 hours, multiply this rate. We'll talk about a detailed calculation a few slides later. This slide is showing the overhead rate. How do we get that? The estimated overhead total cost divided by the base. Again, the purpose here, since we don't know the cost until year end, we want to estimate the indirect cost that belongs to each and every job before we set the price to customers. Because we need to know a full set of information on direct materials, direct labor, and indirect cost. So we're estimating the part that belongs to this job using the rate that you just seen. So altogether, once again, restating the formula, estimating the total cost divided by a base selected by the formula. Basically what this rate means is, if the allocation base, let's say, is machine hours, so the more machine hours is used for this job, then the more indirect cost is assigned to this job. The less, if it's using labor hours for allocation, and the more labor hours, the more employees working hours is assigned to this job, the more indirect costs incurred for this job. So each and every job will have a different indirect cost assigned based on how many actual hours has been used for the job, and then multiply the rate. Okay, let's take a look. So some of the companies use, again, employee working hours. Some of the companies use machine hours if it's machine-intensive productions. If the product definitely needs machine involved and it's heavily involved in machines instead of actual employees assembling the process, then we consider to use machines. Okay, so we predetermine a rate. So here's an example. Let's say the total estimated manufacturing overhead cost, again, this is an estimation, not the actual cost, $68,000. And let's say the management level decides to use direct labor cost as a base. The labor cost incurred for this job is $170,000. So what does this 40% mean? It means per dollar of direct labor cost incurred, there are 0.40 cents incurred for indirect cost. It's a ratio between direct labor cost and indirect cost. So if this job incurred $10 of labor cost, actual labor cost, then altogether there will be $4 of indirect cost. If there's $100 of direct labor cost incurred, there will be $40 of indirect costs, so on and so forth.
So, if it was $10 of direct labor cost, of the $10, $4 would be the cost of
Meaning the indirect cost will be $4, but it's not of the direct labor cost. It's just, we're using the direct labor cost as like a base for comparison. Okay, but the concept is correct. You get here it is. We're trying to measure indirect costs by some sort of base. It's either based on direct labor cost or machine hours. So here's an example. If we base it on labor costs, per dollar of labor cost incurred, we will have $0.4 of indirect costs. So the more labor hours incurred for a job, the more indirect costs is incurred and assigned to that job.